Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world. ZS Gaming Videos here, and I am bringing you commentary over some Call of Duty Ghosts. This is a gameplay of the Scuff Gaming Showdowns. This is the MLG COD League matches, I guess you could say. This is OpTic Gaming versus FaZe Red in Game 3 of May 8th, 2014, I believe. So I hope you all enjoy this. So that's what we got here today. They're just going to be talking a little bit about what's going on. But I'm just showing this full thing, this full Game 3 right now, so you guys can see how it's going down and stuff like that. But today, in this commentary, I'm actually going to be talking about two things. I'm going to be talking about how I am making a competitive Call of Duty team and how I am recruiting players, and also a organization I have made for eSports games, leagues, tournaments, stuff like that. So let's get into this. So first off, let's talk about my recruitment for my team and a little bit about my team and stuff like that. So my team right now consists of me and maybe one other player. I don't know for sure if he wants to do this with me or not, but we have come and gone a little bit, kind of have started a couple teams, but those teams never really follow through, and we kind of just drift apart, and then we come back, and then we drift apart. So it's not really working with the other two players all that much. So we're thinking about maybe possibly just going in and doing us 2 or 3, because there's there's 1 or 2 of them that maybe would actually be pretty consistent with doing this, but one that I know definitely probably wouldn't all that much because he's not all that interested and he's really busy and stuff like that. But what I got to say is that we are going to be trying to get this going, and hopefully we will be able to. That would be pretty awesome. But we're going to be looking for 1 or 2 players to join our team. We don't know the name yet because I'm still going to kind of going and getting some more details with possibly getting more players and with getting sponsorships and with getting other features and just a little bit of a league feature type thing. We may or may not be a amateur branch of a pro team. We may or may not be eventually. So I'm currently trying to work out with some other teams, pro teams and esports teams. Currently working out maybe possibly us being on their team, you know. Not being on their team, but being affiliated with their team, having us be the same name as them. So, for example, not saying this is going to happen. This would be a big, big long shot and a big if. But if we were to be an amateur affiliate, I guess you could say, of OpTic Gaming, for example, of OpTic, we would be OpTic, like always. But we would actually still use OpTic in our name, and we wouldn't change anything like that, but we would be known as the OpTic Amateur Team, not the Pro Team. That's a big if. Not saying that's going to happen. It probably won't happen. But we're still looking for other pro teams, like big pro teams, that we could be an amateur team of. Because I know that a lot of the pro teams out there are looking at maybe possibly getting some amateur players to have on their team. So that is kind of what I would be thinking about maybe doing. See Classic here just mowing down these guys, but then he gets taken out. But anyways, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, if we were to be OpTic, FaZe, Denial, eSports, something like that. I have no idea what we could be a part of or anything like that. But just saying maybe, just maybe, we could be a little, you know, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, amateur affiliate of one of the bigger pro teams out there. That would be pretty awesome if we could. So we are looking for 2 players, 1 or 2 players, are looking for sponsorships, and are looking to be possibly an amateur affiliate of pretty much a sub-team, a sub-competitive esports Call of Duty team that is an amateur of a bigger pro team, if that makes any sense to you guys. But pretty much that is what we would be doing. So next off, moving into the next thing, my organization. So let's talk about this, shall we? So my organization is actually called Beyond the Horizon, and you guys will be able to see that website. Currently, it is still undergoing progress and still in the process of being made, but in the description you will see a link to that website. It's called Beyond the Horizon is the name of the organization, and the organization is actually an eSports league and tournament-based, league-based gaming platform organization for hosting eSports events, tournaments and stuff. Right now we're focusing on online stuff, maybe eventually going into the LAN side of things eventually, but right now we're just going to be on the online sort of things. So that's pretty much what we got. So we're going to be doing those matches and stuff like that. We're going to have an amateur league and well, right now we're just getting together a league. We're going to have teams apply. They're going to be able to apply to be a part of the league, which the league you'll have a schedule, you'll play against teams and stuff like that, and you'll be able to set up like your schedule, like the days that you're available and stuff like that, and we'll match you with some teams and stuff like that. We'll have a league going, and that'll go on for maybe like a month or two or something like that, maybe like 3-4 months maybe. And after those 3 or 4 months, then what will happen is we will have a tournament, and the top, let's say there's 32 teams. Well, let's not say how many teams there are. We're just going to say that half of the amount of teams that are in the league will be in the tournament. Half of that amount. So if there's 32, there will be 16. If there's 16, there will be 8. But we have to have at least 16 teams to be able to have the league going, because we don't want to have like 8 teams and then have only 4 playing the playoffs. That's no fun. But pretty much, if we have, for example, if we have 64 or 32 teams, that would be pretty solid for the opening season. Which that means is that it'll go into, we will have 30, let's say we have 32 teams, okay? So 16 will go, 16 won't. So then those 16 teams will play, the 16 teams that were top 16, the top 16 teams will then will play in a tournament, and then the top 8 teams will be in the Pro League. And then the other 8 teams that were in it will be in the Amateur League. So there will be 8 teams in the Pro League, 8 teams in the Amateur League. Then the 16 teams that did not make it will be in the D League. And what the D League is pretty much for players to get better, for teams to get better and practice and stuff like that. And then you'll work yourself up to being in the Amateur League and then the Pro League eventually if you make it. And that's pretty much how that's going to go, and it'll be pretty awesome. I think it's a pretty awesome concept. With 64 teams, you can guess how that'll go. It'll go 32 teams, and it'll go 32 teams make it, 32 teams don't. Then what will happen is the top 16 will be in the Pro, the top 16, then the other 16 that were in the tournament will be in the Amateur, and then the 32 teams that did not make the tournament at all will be in the D League. So that's going to be kind of how the league goes, and that's going to be pretty awesome. We're also going to be hosting various tournaments throughout the time span of the organization. We're going to be hosting a lot of tournaments and stuff like that. And then eventually, hopefully, we will also host just events in general and stuff like that. And it's not just going to be Call of Duty. Right now, our main focus for the organization is going to be focused around Call of Duty. But eventually, we will be moving into Counter-Strike Go and all sorts of games, Dota 2, League of Legends, stuff like that. We will move into all sorts of games and stuff like that. And we're going to be looking for people that can help manage and help be members of the organization, of the company, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to need some casters, some COD casters, or just shoutcasters, whatever you want to call them. Pretty much people that can commentate and stream the game. That's what we really need, is people that can stream the game to Twitch and also that can shoutcast. And I will be one of those people that stream and shoutcast. I'm going to be getting new internet here in the next couple days, hopefully. Maybe not next couple days, but hopefully sometime next week or the week after, I will have new internet and it will be really good to stream with. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, because we are going to be trying to do that here at my house. And then I'll be able to stream those and shoutcast that, and I'll be able to stream my personal stuff too. So that's going to be pretty awesome, so you guys will see that. So we're going to need some streamers, some shoutcasters, and we're going to need some just managers and stuff like that. And your team, just get a team together, apply on our page. I'm going to have an application form on our website. You can apply, and then you can also have a coach. We suggest you have a coach or a what is it called, a admin person or administration, pretty much a head CEO type person that is on your team. He can be a player on the team for all I care. Just have someone that you can mark as either the captain of your team or the CEO or something like that. I would prefer if you have a captain or a coach. Well, I guess we could call it a coach. I prefer you have a coach of your team that isn't a player, so he pretty much is the coach of the team, especially if you're going to be on the league side of things. I want you to have a coach of your team, because then you can drop and get players. Have a coach and a GM. That'll be pretty awesome if you can have both of those. If you can't, that's fine, but try to if you can at all possible. That'd be pretty awesome. So I want to thank all of you for watching this video, for coming out and staying. If you stayed this whole 12 minutes and 15 seconds so far, well, a little less, but now it's 15. But if you stayed that long, then why don't in the comment section you write something like eSports, right? Hashtag ZS eSports or something like that. I don't know. Or no, right? Hashtag BTH eSports in the comment section. Spam that if you stayed this long. And I'll see all of you later. I'm ZS Gaming Videos. Peace.
People need a leader who can give them both the support and the constraints to keep chaos at bay. You give them that, and they'll follow. And that's where I come in.